Bhaja Govindam, verse 29. Use wealth wisely. Artham anarthaṁ bhāvaya nityaṁ Nāstita sukha leśaḥ satyam Putrādapi dhana bhājāṁ bhītiḥ Sarvatraiṣā vihitā rītiḥ Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Wealth is calamitous, thus reflect constantly. The truth is that there is not even an iota of happiness to be got from it. To the rich, there is fear even from one's own son. This is the way with wealth everywhere. Seek Govinda, O foolish mind. Let's listen to a story based on this verse. There lived a happy cobbler who passed his days working and singing from morning till night, rain or shine. A rich man who passed by the cobbler daily felt sad at the sight of the poor cobbler working so hard. He wanted to help him. One day, he asked the cobbler, "Hello man, I see you working hard daily and wondering, how much do you earn in a year?" The cobbler replied, "I earn enough to make both ends meet." "I am really sorry to hear that. You must be living in great distress," said the rich man. "But I am used to this sort of life and I am happy," said the cobbler. The next day the rich man came again to visit the cobbler. He came with 10,000 rupees in a bag. He said to him, "Look, my friend, I have brought 10,000 rupees for you. Keep this money and remove your distress." The cobbler was greatly surprised. At first, he refused to take the money. The rich man told him that he could use the money in times of difficulties. The cobbler took the money from the rich man and thanked him. Now, a new fear troubled the cobbler. He said to himself, 10,000 rupees is a lot of money. He could not think where to keep the money safe. He dug a hole in his hut and kept the money there. But he always thought his money could be stolen any time. This thought kept him awake and he lost his sleep every night. He lost his smile, happiness, and forgot to sing. He could not devote himself to his work. As a result, his life became more miserable. Peace and happiness vanished from his life. The cobbler gradually realized that he had money but no peace of mind. Money does not necessarily bring happiness. It is difficult to earn money and even more difficult to safeguard it. It brings more fear and anxiety to protect the wealth. The money which should have brought happiness brought more restlessness and fear. This does not mean that money is not good. It is good to have enough money for our needs and comfort and a little more to be of help to others. In this verse, we are again told of a very harsh or bitter fact about life concerning wealth or money. Artha means wealth. It also includes other things like power and possessions. One of the meanings of artha is wealth. Artha also denotes that which is meaningful. That which is sought by a purusha or person is called purushartha. So artha means that which is sought or that which is desirable. Here Shankara says all artham is anarthaṁ, meaning undesirable or calamitous. Artha is something that is seen to bring a fulfillment to life, but what we call artha only brings about anartha or calamity in life. We often hear teachers of Vedanta condemning wealth, desire and pleasure. Why do they always talk about this? It is because there is pain and exertion involved in procuring wealth. Wealth does not come free. One has to toil for wealth. Money brings about anxiety, greed, jealousy and fear. Having procured wealth, are we free from worries and anxieties? Not really. There is anxiety of protecting the wealth. Money always creates greed. Howsoever much we have, we feel that we don't have enough. People associate pride with having money. When money comes to me, not only are we not satisfied with what we have, but we always compare ourselves with others. People who possess wealth have a secret fear of those who do not have it. They feel that others who do not have it are seeking an opportunity to exploit them. Money also brings suspicion. We can't trust anybody. Wherever money is, it divides. The wealthy fear or suspect even their own sons. If a parent makes the mistake of distributing all his or her wealth to their children, they are thrown out of the house very soon. Therefore, everybody wants to hold on to it until death, and the children wait for him to pass on. It is amazing how all the love and affection goes away when this calculation of money comes into equation. These verses were composed around 1200 to 1500 years ago, but they sound so modern and are so relevant even today. It just goes to show that all of this existed even then. Mankind has fundamentally not changed. Things have essentially remained the same mentality, the same kinds of problems. Why are we being told, Artham anarthaṁ bhāvaya nityaṁ, that we should always contemplate on the fact that artha is anartha? It does not mean that we should not earn money. That is not what is meant here. Money is, of course, required in our life. It is required for basic necessities and so on. It is desiring for money for the sake of money, which is definitely harmful. Money for the sake of certain basic necessities of life is a requirement. We should have a healthy attitude towards money, but we should also be aware when money begins to exert its power over us and we find ourselves chasing after it. The message is that we should always remain the master of money and not let money become our master. Therefore, one must not waste or squander away precious time or energy in this fruitless pursuit. Now, let's listen to a story for students. Raj belonged to a middle-class family, and his family couldn't afford to buy him expensive gadgets, latest clothes and shoes which his friends in the school had. He was often mocked by the classmates for that. One day, one of his friends brought an iPad to school and was showing it off to everyone. Raj felt upset seeing this. When he went back home after school, his parents showed him a simple jigsaw puzzle they had brought for him. Raj became very angry seeing an ordinary educational game that he started shouting and misbehaving. He felt upset that his parents never bought anything expensive or trendy which all his friends had. He started crying and asking God why he never got what he wanted. After some time, Raj fell asleep and saw a dream. He saw himself in an untidy old house which had just one room and no furniture. His clothes were all shabby and the house had no facilities. It was almost empty. The room in which he was present was stinking. Raj then walked out of this house and saw another house. This house was big and magnificent. There was a small lovely garden too that he could see from the main gate of the house. He was shocked to realize that this nice house was his own. He tried to enter the house but was stopped by a security guard. Raj tried to convince him that he lived in this house, but the guard refused to let him enter. The guard said the dirty house on the other side was his. Raj was scared and confused. Then the whole scene changed and he woke up to find himself in his room lying on his bed. He realized it was all a dream that made him think how lucky he was and ungrateful too. Raj quickly got up and went to his parents, but he was just too ashamed to say anything and stood with his head bowed down. His parents realized Raj was remorseful at his behavior. His mother hugged him and said, "Son, the reason we never brought those kinds of expensive clothes, shoes, and other devices for you is because we didn't want to spoil you like those boys in your school. If you look around, you will realize that there are so many people in the world who don't even have enough to eat each day, let alone luxuries like toys. Moreover, having costly things does not make a person more worthy than those who don't own expensive things. It is your character and behavior that determine your worth as a human being. Anyone with enough money can buy an expensive gadget, but no one can buy a good personality trait or make others like you with money. Raj's eyes were filled with tears. He was ashamed of his ungrateful behavior. He apologized to his mother and to God as well, and decided to remain happy with whatever God had blessed him with. We always tend to compare ourselves with people who have more than us. We forget to count our blessings. Happiness or contentment is not measured by how much money one has. It has so much to do with what kind of character we possess, how we value and respect our relationships, how we look out to make a difference in someone else's life. Money is essential, but is not the measure of happiness. Sensible use of money is important. Let us learn to be thankful and grateful for what we are blessed with. The value of being thankful should be cultivated in children from young. They must be taught through example of how happiness is not based on money or things we possess. They must know the value of money from young. Yes, money is definitely required. It is important, but it is not everything. One must learn to count our blessings and be grateful for what we have. Character is very important. A person with good character will possess good values which will enrich his life meaningfully. Hence, the need to develop the qualities of gratitude and all good values from young age so that they are more contented and peaceful when they grow up and lead a meaningful life not only for themselves but care for others in society as well. Jai Sai Ram.